The story of Christina Formella is not merely a court record, but a chilling examination of how, behind the facade of an impeccable reputation, professional success, and personal happiness, a calculating manipulator can be hiding one who methodically destroys a child's life. In Downers Grove, Illinois, Christina was more than just an educator. She was a symbol of trust. A specialist in inclusive education at Downers Grove South High School and a respected soccer coach, she appeared to embody the ideal mentor. Her colleagues saw her as a devoted professional. Parents viewed her as a reliable guardian of their children's interests, and students regarded her as someone they could always turn to for support. However, the reality that began to emerge in March of 2025 shook the entire community when details of 55 criminal charges became public, each one delivering a devastating blow to the image of the model teacher. Christina joined the school staff in 2020, quickly winning people over with her enthusiasm. In 2024, she seemed to have reached the pinnacle of personal happiness, marrying her longtime partner in a romantic ceremony in Italy. Looking at the wedding photos where a radiant bride celebrates the beginning of a new life, it was hard to imagine that at the very same time she was leading a double life, drawing a minor student into a web of psychological control and profoundly inappropriate relationships. It all began with an incident that, in any other context, might have appeared to be a genuine act of care. A 14-year-old boy, one of the players she coached on the soccer team, suffered an injury, a broken collarbone. Christina offered to help him keep up with his studies by providing private tutoring so he would not fall behind. Instead of referring him to the school's tutoring center, she insisted on meeting with him one-on-one, deliberately creating conditions that gave her unrestricted access to a vulnerable child. These sessions became the foundation of what investigators would later describe as systematic grooming. Formella started with messages that seemed innocent enough, sent through the school's internal messaging system intended strictly for educational purposes. At first, they were simple questions about his health and academic progress. But over time, the tone shifted. She skillfully erased the boundaries between teacher and friend, gradually steering the communication into a personal direction. Under the pretext of playing a game together, she obtained the boy's phone number, and from that moment on, her control over his life became total. Prosecutors would later state that Christina even memorized the teenager's phone passcode by watching him during their sessions, so that she could later conceal traces of their communication. The psychological manipulation lasted nearly 2 years, from September of 2023 through August of 2024. During that period, there were approximately 50 documented incidents of boundary violations, many of which took place inside the school itself during early morning hours or in empty classrooms, as well as at Christina's own home, at times when she was officially supposed to be at work. She persuaded the boy to turn off location tracking on his phone so his parents could not monitor his whereabouts, and she instilled in him a sense of guilt and exclusivity, making him a participant in their shared secret. The unraveling came suddenly on March 15th, 2025, when the boy's mother bought him a new phone. While syncing data through iCloud, messages from an unfamiliar number without a name or photo began downloading onto the device. The content of the conversation left no doubt about the nature of the relationship. The woman did not contact the school. Instead, she went directly to the Downers Grove police. The very next day, on March 16th, detectives arranged the arrest. At that moment, Christina was in a car with her husband, who had no idea what was happening. The events of that day, captured on a police body camera, reveal a stark contrast between a confident, self-assured woman and a frightened person coming to terms with the collapse of her life. The footage begins as an officer approaches the vehicle.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Officer Guzman with Downers Grove. Do you have your license on you?
Yes. Tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna explain. I'm sure you're confused. I'll explain everything to you. You're Christina?
Yes.
Okay, Christina, do me a favor. Can you step out of the car for me? I know you're confused. I'll explain everything to you. You don't have anything on you? You can just
course
grab
not.
whatever you need.
Whatever I need.
Yeah, whatever you need, like your phone, your purse, go ahead and grab it.
Is she going somewhere? Or?
Yeah, we're gonna explain everything to you guys. Go ahead and grab it. We're not going anywhere right now. Of course, yeah.
I don't understand what's going on here.
I get it, yeah. You can go grab your things.
Can he come with me?
Yes. You stay there for right now, sir. Just stay there, but yes, you can. But come on back here.
Should I shut the car off?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Goes off. Okay. Let's right back over here. So,
Inside the car, Christina Formella's condition rapidly deteriorates. She begins to realize that her impeccable life is collapsing before her very eyes.
we do have an investigation going on. We have to talk to you about it at the police department, okay? So we're going to explain everything to you there. It's not my investigation. I don't know the full details. We do have to bring you there, though, okay? So I do have to put you in handcuffs and bring you to the police department. Just a Downers Grove.
Handcuffs?
Yes, unfortunately, yes.
I'm like willing to go with you.
I get it, yeah. Unfortunately, we have to do it that way. So do me a favor, we just take this off.
Can I ask you
Of course, yeah. It's not, like I said, it's not my investigation. Obviously, we're here for a reason. So go ahead and turn around for me. So right now you're just being detained, and there is a detective that needs to talk to you at the police department. So we'll let your husband know. He can just come to the police department as well if he wants to wait for you there.
I'm like...
I get it. You have a lot of questions.
So scared.
Yeah, everything's okay. We just need to talk to you at the police department. That's all. Nothing else on your pocket right now? Anything else?
Just my phone.
Just your phone?
Here.
Okay. Okay. All right, we're heading, sit in the back of this car. On the other side. Once you get to the police department, you'll talk to the detective and he'll explain everything to you.
But you can't even give me like an idea
At the moment,
what this is about?
Other than that it's an investigation, that's all I can really tell you right now. I'm sorry. I wish.
Excuse me, is my husband coming with?
Yes, yeah, he's taking his phone number down. We're staying in touch with him. We're just going to Downers Grove, so 10 minutes away.
No, I know, but I really would prefer that my husband's with me.
Of course.
Christina sobs, clutching her knees as the officer returns with paper towels.
Am I in trouble? Like, I'm so lost right now. I'm
sure you are. Like I said, I can't answer any questions right now. I'll just tell you that right now you're being detained for an investigation and we're bringing you to the police department. And once you get there, they're going to fill you in on everything.
Unless they're able to reach it down there. Sure you don't want a tissue or something?
I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
You want a bag?
Yes, please.
Alright. Shauna, can you grab like a bag out of there? Hey, can you get like a bag just in case she gets nauseous? Yeah. I don't know, do we have any of those emesis bags like laying around the spot? I figure something better than nothing. Or here, if you stay with her, I'll go grab it.
Oh my god. What the f-
Just kind of put it on the floor here, alright?
Okay.
A few paper towels on the floor here if you need it, alright?
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm good. Yep.
At this point, the recording cuts off, leaving the viewer with the image of a woman whose mask has finally slipped away completely. After being transported to the police station, Formella's behavior shifted dramatically. She moved from tears to aggressive defensiveness and manipulation. When confronted with evidence in the form of hundreds of messages, she put forward an astonishing explanation. She claimed that the student himself had stolen her phone in the classroom, guessed the passcode, sent hundreds of messages to himself, then deleted them from her device while keeping copies on his own phone for the purpose of blackmail. Christina insisted that she was the victim of harassment by an obsessed teenager and that her only fault was being too beautiful and too kind, qualities she claimed had provoked the minor's unhealthy interest. She tried to convince detectives that everyone was targeting her because of her appearance and her supposedly flawless character. Investigators, long accustomed to such attempts to shift blame, did not believe a single word. An even more devastating blow to her narrative came from her own husband. During questioning, he completely contradicted Christina's claims that he had known about the alleged stalking by the student. He stated that he knew the boy only as a member of the soccer team and had never heard his wife complain about being harassed. Moreover, he admitted that he did not have access to her phone and had no idea that any personal correspondence existed between his wife and the student. As a result, the legend of the innocent victim of blackmail began to crumble almost as soon as it was formed. The real breakthrough in the investigation came with the discovery of personal notes on Christina's phone. What detectives found in the Notes app could be described as a digital memoir of her downfall. In these entries, Formella documented her thoughts, emotions. In a section titled Manifestations, she wrote about her expectation that the student would soon reach out to fix the relationship. When the situation slipped beyond her control, the tone of the notes turned furious and contemptuous. She called the teenager disgusting, accused him of betrayal, and wrote that he was beneath her. These were not the words of an educator who had made a mistake, but of a calculating manipulator who viewed a child as her personal territory or a trophy. Christina wrote, "I am the best thing that has ever happened in your life, even with all my flaws." That sentence became the essence of her narcissistic perception of the situation. Even when she was cornered by facts describing intimate details contained in those notes, the most shocking revelation was that Christina continued exchanging messages with the boy even during her honeymoon in Italy. While she was celebrating the beginning of a lawful marriage, her thoughts and actions remained focused on maintaining psychological control over a teenager who was still in Illinois. As investigators examined thousands of digital messages, the original 3 charges began to multiply at an explosive pace. In May of 2025, a DuPage County grand jury returned an indictment adding 52 additional counts. In total, the case came to include 55 felony charges. DuPage County State's Attorney Robert Berlin emphasized that the scale and systematic nature of the conduct went beyond anything imaginable. It was revealed that Christina committed her crimes not only at school but also in her own home, inviting the boy there under the pretense of additional tutoring, while official school records listed her as working with other children. Court documents also reference a text message in which Christina admitted to the boy that she was frightened by news of a neighbor's arrest for similar offenses. She was aware that her actions were illegal, yet that awareness did not stop her. On the contrary, she intensified her precautions, pressuring the victim to hide the truth from parents and teachers. On June 17, 2025, Christina Formella appeared before Judge Mia McPherson for her formal arraignment. The courtroom was packed with members of the media and outraged community residents. After reviewing the case materials, the judge described the details as horrifying, shocking, and disgusting, describing the defendant as an incredibly cunning and controlling individual. The prosecution argued for pretrial detention without bail, stating that Christina posed a danger to the community and could attempt to influence witnesses. Although the judge allowed her to remain free pending trial, The conditions of her release amounted to a form of house arrest. Formella was prohibited from any contact with minors and ordered to wear a GPS ankle monitor tracking her every movement 24 hours a day. A strict no-contact zone was also imposed around the victim's locations, initially set at 5,000 feet. She was further barred from using any electronic devices without special monitoring software installed by law enforcement. Every email she sent, every internet search she conducted, and every phone call she made became transparent to investigators. By July of 2025, the situation surrounding Christina continued to intensify. Her attorneys filed a motion requesting that the restricted monitoring zone be reduced to 2,500 feet, arguing that the current limitations made it impossible for her to live in her parents' home, where she had been forced to move after the effective collapse of her marriage and the loss of her job. At this stage, Christina's family made a desperate attempt to shift public opinion. They argued that women are treated more harshly than men in the criminal justice system, and that the public was hunting her without allowing a fair trial. These statements triggered a new wave of outrage. Christina's behavior during those 20 minutes is a textbook illustration of how a predator reacts to the sudden loss of control over the situation. Almost routine tone. When the officer asks, "How are you doing?" Christina responds with a brief, "Hi," displaying the calm of someone accustomed to respect from those around her. At this moment, she likely believes this is a routine document check or a minor traffic issue.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Officer Guzman with Downers Grove. Do you have your license on you?
Yes. Can I?
Yeah, I'm gonna explain. I'm sure you're confused. I'll explain everything to you. You're Christina?
Yes.
However, by 0:22, when the officer delivers the key phrase, "I'm sure you're confused," the tension in the air begins to thicken. For Christina, whose life had been built on carefully concealing unacceptable behavior, the word confused is a danger signal. Officer Guzman behaves professionally and gently, which is a tactical choice, avoiding provocation until the detained person is out of the vehicle.
Okay, Christina, do me a favor. Can you step out of the car for me? I know you're confused. I'll explain everything to you.
We see the first attempt at social camouflage. She does not argue. She complies, trying to appear as cooperative and law-abiding as possible. The officer allows her to take her personal belongings.
You don't have anything on you? You can just
course
grab
not.
whatever you need.
Whatever I need.
Yeah, whatever you need, like your phone, your purse, go ahead and grab it.
Is she going somewhere? Or?
Yeah, we're going to explain everything to you guys. Go ahead and grab it out. We're not going anywhere right now. Of course, yeah.
I don't understand what's going on here.
I get it, yeah. You can go grab your things.
Can he come with me?
Yes. You stay there for right now, sir. Just stay there, but yes, you can. But come on back here.
Should I shut the car off?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Goes off. Okay. Let's right back over here. So,
Something that typically calms detainees by giving them a false sense of retaining part of their familiar world. But already, when her husband enters the conversation, Christina begins to seek psychological support from him, and her subsequent concern about her belongings are attempts to cling to routine in order to suppress the rising panic. The turning point comes at, up until that second, she could still hope this was a mistake, but the officer's words, "There's an investigation going on. We need to speak with you about it," at the police station, cut off the last thread of hope.
we do have an investigation going on. We have to talk to you about it at the police department, okay? So we're going to explain everything to you there. It's not my investigation. I don't know the full details. We do have to bring you there, though, okay? So I do have to put you in handcuffs and bring you to the police department. Just a Downers Grove.
Handcuffs?
Yes, unfortunately, yes.
I'm like willing to go with you.
I get it, yeah. Unfortunately, we have to do it that way. So do me a favor, we just take this off.
Can I ask you
Of course, yeah. It's not, like I said, it's not my investigation. Obviously, we're here for a reason.
She tries to distance herself from the problem, not yet realizing how deeply the police are already aware of her messages and phone notes. When the officer announces the need to put her in handcuffs, we see a classic bargaining stage.
So go ahead and turn around for me. So right now you're just being detained, and there is a detective that needs to talk to you at the police department. So we'll let it's your husband know. No, he can just come to the police department as well if he wants to wait for you there.
I'm like,
I get it. You have
I'm
a lot of questions.
so scared.
Yeah, everything's okay. We just need to talk to you at the police department. That's all. Nothing else on your pocket right now? Anything else?
Just my phone.
Just your
It's
phone?
in here.
Okay. Okay. All right, we're heading to sit in the back of this car. On the other side, once you get to the police department, you'll talk to the detective and he'll explain everything to you.
But you can't even give me like an idea
At the moment,
what this is about.
Other than that it's an investigation, that's all I can really tell you right now. I'm sorry.
I'll go with you on my own is not just an offer of cooperation. It is an attempt to regain control and avoid public humiliation in front of her husband. In her world, good teachers do not ride in handcuffs, and she desperately tries to preserve what remains of that image. Her behavior is particularly revealing when she asks, "Can I ask what this is about?" This is not mere curiosity. It is a probe to determine how much information the police actually have. When the officer avoids a direct answer, explaining that another detective is handling the investigation, Christina shifts to the tactic of the vulnerable victim.
Excuse me, is my husband coming with?
Yes, yeah, he's taking his phone number down. We're staying in touch with him. We're just going to Downers Grove, so 10 minutes away.
No, I know, but I really would prefer that my husband's with me.
Of course.
Am I in trouble? Like, I'm so lost right now.
I'm sure you are. Like I said, I can't answer any questions right now. I'll just tell you that right now you're being detained.
In the context of her crimes, this sounds cynical. She emphasizes her fragility to evoke compassion, a maneuver manipulators often use when they are backed into a corner. When she is seated in the back of the patrol car, the stage of psychological collapse begins. Trapped in a confined space, separated from her husband and her familiar environment, she starts to grasp the scale of the disaster.
Sure you don't want a tissue or something?
I'm feeling I'm gonna throw up.
You want a bag?
Yes, please.
Alright. Shauna, can you grab like a bag out of there? Hey, can you get like a bag just in case she gets nauseous? Yeah. I don't know, do we have any of those MSS bags like laying around the spot? I figure something better than nothing. Or here, if you stay with her, I'll go grab it.
In forensic science, this is often described as the autonomic nervous system's response to the threat of discovery. This is not remorse for what she did, but raw, animal terror at the consequences. She clutches her knees, curls into herself, trying to become smaller, to disappear. Her sobbing and repeated phrases, "Oh my God,"
Oh my God. What the fuck?
Just kind of put it on the floor here, alright?
Okay.
A few paper towels on the floor here if you need it, alright?
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Yep.
of this footage shows that Christina Formella is a person who believed, until the very end, in her own impunity and her ability to manipulate any man, be it a student, a husband, or a police officer. But that evening, the steel of the handcuffs proved stronger than her charms, and the unblinking lens of the body camera captured the true face of an educator who betrayed everything she was meant to stand for. For Downers Grove South High School, this incident became a painful lesson. Christina had worked there for 5 years, and now district leadership faces uncomfortable questions about how professional oversight could allow something like this to happen. How could a teacher take a student to her private home during working hours and remain unnoticed? The school's reputation was damaged, and Formella was forced to resign and permanently lost her teaching license. Her career, built through years of study and hard work, was destroyed by her own actions. If she is convicted on all 55 counts, she faces up to 60 years in prison. At 30 years old, that effectively amounts to a life sentence. As of today, Christina Formella remains under strict supervision. Her life has become a sequence of court hearings and attempts to avoid prison. She lives in isolation, and her name has become synonymous with a betrayal of trust. The story of this teacher serves as a harsh reminder that evil does not always look like a monster lurking in the shadows. Sometimes it wears a mask of kindness, smiles in social media photos, and receives awards for educational excellence. Protecting children requires not only love, but constant vigilance, an understanding of how grooming works, and a willingness to believe a child when they find the strength to speak. The trial, scheduled for August of 2025, is expected to bring this case to a formal conclusion, but the scars left on the community and, above all, on the victim will take far longer to heal. The Downers Grove community continues to support the teenager's family, whose brave step into the police station broke a cycle of manipulation and may have saved other children from a similar fate. Christina Formella continues to insist on her version of events, but the digital evidence, her own words preserved in the cloud, and the admissions captured on a body camera at the moment of her arrest speaks louder than any justification. This case underscores the importance of monitoring children's digital lives. What began as a harmless game and casual messaging turned into a criminal case of national significance. Society must recognize that the gender of a predator does not change the nature of the crime. Women can be just as calculating in their use of psychological control as men. And while justice prepares its final verdict, the story of Christina Formella remains in the annals of criminology as an example of how easily a human life can be destroyed under the guise of noble goals like education and mentorship. The final chapter of this story has yet to be written, but the direction in which the scales of justice are tipping is no longer in doubt. Each new hearing reveals deeper layers of deception, confirming that behind the outward beauty and success was a personality devoid of remorse. The end of this case will become an important precedent for the entire United States education system, reminding every educator of the sacredness of boundaries between teacher and student. In a world where trust is the most fragile currency, Christina Formella's actions amounted to the ultimate betrayal, one she will likely pay for with her freedom for the rest of her life. It is extremely important for us to hear your opinion on this case. Do you believe that a potential sentence of 60 years is a fair punishment for crimes like these? Or do you think the system should be even tougher in situations like this? Share your thoughts in the comments. What did you see in Christina's behavior on the body camera footage? Genuine remorse, or only fear of being exposed? We read every comment and actively take part in the discussion. If you found this breakdown informative, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you do not miss future major cases. Right now, links to our latest videos will appear on your screen. Make sure to check out the rest of the content on the channel as well. Each video is prepared with the same level of care and explores equally compelling and important cases that give you a lot to think about. Thank you for watching until the end, and take care of yourselves.